Chapter 2. The first tool of science. Modeling. Quote, all models are wrong, but some are useful. George Box. The first and perhaps most fundamental method of science is modeling. It serves as the foundation upon which all other scientific methods are constructed. Interestingly, modeling predates formal science itself, as it is an innate human practice. Without formal training, we naturally use modeling to navigate and understand the world. Before becoming too confident just because you are human and used to modeling, let me share that even though we apply the modeling method daily, not all of us are particularly good at it. We will see examples of how we may misuse modeling in a minute. But before that, let us define what a model is. According to Herbert Stachowiak's general model theory, first proposed in 1973, a model possesses three essential characteristics: mapping, reduction, and pragmatism. The mapping characteristic refers to the fact that a model represents an entity. In other words, a model maps an entity, be it a concept, object, person, society, or system. For example, a geographical map of the globe is a model that represents the Earth. Similarly, architects and engineers create models before constructing a building by drawing its structure and internal components. In this case, the model maps the future building. The second characteristic of a model is reduction. As the name suggests, a model simplifies the entity it represents. In the example of geographical map, it is impossible to include every details of the Earth on a sheet of paper, so the map reduces the complexity of the Earth. Similarly, the model of a future building drawn by architects and engineers is a simplified version of the final structure. If the model included every detail, the building would already exist, making the model unnecessary. Reduction allows us to manage and understand complex entities by focusing on essential aspects. The reduction characteristic is also known as abstraction or summarization. The final characteristic is pragmatism, which means the model's reduction must serve a practical purpose. In the example of geographical map, pragmatism is evident as we use maps for navigation. Similarly, the model of a future building allows engineers and architects to plan, discuss, and refine their designs before construction begins. Pragmatism ensures that the simplification inherent in modeling is not arbitrary, but serves a meaningful and functional purpose. For instance, engineers, architects, and project managers can use the building model to discuss different aspects of the building that still needs to be constructed, and fine-tune the model to improve the structure. According to general model theory, anything that possesses these three characteristics qualifies as a model. Many such models are familiar to you and used daily. Can you think of some examples? For instance, time, as we understand it, is a model of life happening. Each orbit the Earth completes around the Sun is called a year. Each rotation on its axis is named a day. We further divide a day into 24 hours. Similarly, we have minutes, seconds, milliseconds, decades, centuries, and millennia. These divisions are models that help us quantify and manage the passage of time. Let us recognize the three characteristics of general model theory with time as a model. What are we mapping? Life happening. How is life being reduced? The answer is simple yet profound. Countless events have occurred today, but when tomorrow comes, I will think of today as just yesterday, reducing it to a single day like any other. This reduction simplifies the complexity of life's continuous flow into manageable units of time. How is the model of time useful? This is straightforward. Modeling life into time units allows us to plan activities, coordinate with others, draft contracts, and more. It provides a structure that is essential for organizing and managing our lives. There are many other examples of model we are accustomed to using. Reflecting on these models can be an excellent exercise. I encourage you to think of more examples and share them online with the hashtags models we are used to. Another example is our names. They are models of us. They replace us in our friend's thought. They are certainly a reduced version of us. They are useful as our friends and loved ones can think about us, talk about us with others, grab our attention by just saying our name. So, you can see that names are models of us. Before ending this chapter and moving to the second method of science, let us talk about the famous quote, "All models are wrong, but some are useful." Let us read it a few more times together. All models are wrong, but some are useful. All models are wrong, but some are useful. All models are wrong, but some are useful. Understanding this sentence and making it your second nature can be your best takeaway from this book. So let us break it down by answering a few questions that might come to mind about it. First, why are all models wrong? I think the word wrong in this sentence serves two purposes. First, it is meant to grab your attention. You might think, what? All models are wrong? Second, it highlights the second characteristic of general model theory, reduction. Since a model must reduce reality to be practical, all models are inherently wrong to some extent because they are simplified representation and not the whole reality. The artistic nature of the sentence, all models are wrong but some are useful, is completed with what comes after the word but. Once the sentence has your attention, it brings you to the third characteristic of a model in general model theory, pragmatism. In essence, we can accept a model's wrongness if it serves a valuable purpose. Moreover, the degree of wrongness, meaning how much we reduce reality, should be balanced against the value or usefulness we derive from the model. With this understanding, let us consider whether the usefulness we derive from the model of ourselves, our names, is worth the inherent reduction. We all know that we are not our names, and perhaps this model has one of the highest reduction levels. Each human being is a vast and complex universe, and science has yet to fully grasp how we experience life. Despite this astonishing complexity and the wonder of our existence, we accept being represented by a simple sequence of letters. As you can imagine, this model's reduction level is astonishingly high. On the other hand, the usefulness we derive from them is tremendous. Having names allows us to think about each other, communicate, refer to one another. Names have enabled humans to form large cooperative groups such as cities and companies. One of the critical factors distinguishing humans from other species is our ability to work together towards common goals, a feat made possible in part by using names. With this simple yet powerful model, we achieve such levels of collaboration and societal complexity. However, this doesn't mean our usage of this model has always been in our best interests. For example, if we become upset when someone mispronounces our name, we may have taken the model too seriously. In such cases of misuse, George Box's choice of using the word wrong may be literally and figuratively correct. In the next chapter, we will discuss another essential tool of science.